I am living dongle free now. Totally dongle free. This microphone plugs directly into either my Action camera, which we're on now, or my iPhone 13. And it's got me kind of tempted. If I didn't have the 13 anymore, if I got one of the newer phones, 15 or newer, I could use the same cable for each. And then I would only need one cable. Imagine that. One microphone, one cable, two different cameras that both work great in different situations. That's the kind of America that I'm living in right now. Dongle free, mic'd up, and gorgeous. Additionally, I have even more great news. I have discovered that this device that you can see clamped to my microphone, this is something I bought for painting, so it's yet another instance of painting tools doubling as videography tools. Isn't that great news? That this is a device that I bought that allows you to put an extension pole here, which I have one that's like 27. I can screw that in here, and I can attach a brush on this end. And then, you know, that's for like when you have something hard to reach. Like, I haven't figured out exactly how this is going to be used in the van, but I have a short extension pole here, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to find a place where I can wedge this in, and this microphone thing, I can position it any way I want. Long term, maybe the thing to do is to put some kind of a base here, that a short extension pole. Is this as exciting for you as it is for me? Probably not. I also am actually doing some work today. I have a checklist here of, I don't know, about 17 or 18 different colors of paint that I've got to get for an upcoming mural, which is really way more of a painting than most of them are. This one is like, there'll be a lot of videos of that coming up. We also have to reposition the camera clamp so that this little doohickey is not in the picture. That's unsightly. Gets in the way of the balls. I want you to see my balls. So let's get started with the paint extension pole. There ought to be somewhere that I could just wedge this in. Of course, this is too close to my face and dangerous, obviously. You know, maybe I could jam. Back seat, there's no gap in between the bottom and the back that I can shove this into. Let's go to the floor. All right, like a 5-gallon bucket or something in between. I could maybe rest it on the 5-gallon bucket and... Whoa. Maybe I can... Oh, wow, look, in between the armrests and the seat, that is a firm grip. Okay, we're going to give this a shot. All right, I'm attaching it, and there's no microphone plugged in yet. This is the microphone on the Action camera itself, which is great when I'm sitting still and there's not a lot of air pressure fluctuations in the van. The van is like a tin can. The roof looks exactly like the seal around the top of a tin can. And, you know, when I'm going down the highway with air buffeting and stuff, air pressure fluctuates. I looked it up online. The microphone on the Action camera is like, you know, it's a certain kind of microphone. Air pressure fluctuations like that, it crinkles the membrane, and that causes like a weird dropping in and out of the sound, and it's no good. The only thing that makes the external microphone necessary in this situation. Look at that, that's pretty perfect. My arm does touch it on this side. No, I'll still be able to turn the wheel. It doesn't block my visibility out for the side mirror with its new piece of blue tape. That's all good. Maybe that's a little too close though. Although it's off to the side, so my plosives are going to go this way. Please deliver pizza pronto. That kind of a thing. If I'm doing it, which I do, I go to Bellaroma, I get pizza slice. All right, let's plug in the mic and do a highway test. We're going to Home Depot to get some paint color samples. Okay, we're going to plug it in. The sound might go out when I make the final connection, but I'll just start a new track and it will pick it up. There we have it. Cable is ready here. I'm going to plug it in, and the sound is probably going to go out. Did it go out, or did it switch to the microphone? We'll see. I don't like my shoulder touching this thing. That doesn't feel right. How about that? I just went over a speed bump. It's a pretty dramatic speed bump right here at Lake Roland. When I work at a job site in DC, I like to do van karaoke on the way to and from, because I have like at least an hour and a half of a drive. It occupies my mind, it makes me happier, and I enjoy sharing it with you. So I wonder how good this will work for that. I know that with my other microphone, which is a different kind of a pickup pattern, but with that microphone, it's perfect to have it on the gooseneck and the camera here, because I need to back the microphone up to capture a lot of the ambient sound in the van, which is the music, and not get too much of my singing, which is not the best singing in the whole world. So like I want it to be in the mix properly with the backing band. I'm going 40. I can put the windows down. Now I have the windows down, and there's probably some sound of wind. Alright, it's kind of cold, so I'm putting the windows back up.
Take a slight right turn onto Falls Road.
Thank you. Check out, I'm riding past a horse farm. When I put my GoPro here, just because Alright, it's another test of the new microphone at highway speed, windows down. Now the gain is on -8. Before all that stuff I was doing, the gain was on 0, which is just where it is when you buy the camera or reset the camera. I recently reset the camera. So the big thing that I realized is that this camera is really popular, or at least it was a couple of years ago, really popular among moto vloggers, which are guys that ride motorcycles and they want to get a good, high quality action camera recording of it, and they want to add like their voice to the shot. So they put the DJI official audio adapter, they hook that up, and then they plug their microphone into it. And that's usually a lavalier microphone, which they put inside of their motorcycle helmet. But it's different for me. See, I'm a vlogger, really. And when I look up, vlogger tech tips and tricks and stuff like that, ways to rig up your camera, things are just a little bit different. Everybody that uses the official DJI audio adapter says, wow, the gain is really low on this thing. I have to crank my mic up to +10. Sometimes when I use any of my other mics, I feel like when I put it on Instagram, it might be a little bit quieter than the other stuff that you're watching on Instagram. Does it seem like that to you? You could just drop me a message. Let me know. Also, we're fully on the highway now. We're going 52 miles an hour or whatever. I'm the second slowest guy on the road in between here and DC. I always pass around, 1 or 2 cars, but that's the crazy people. People from faraway countries that don't really know how to drive here yet. Retirees. In addition, my mic holder fell apart. I left it in the tool bag that I use for my video equipment right here next to the front seat. And since nothing was hooked up inside of it, it had no tension in the system there, the springs and screws, the pieces all came apart. So I'm going to have to try to put that back together and hook up the mic arm later.